Have you ever wanted to operate a Turo fleet? Well, today I want to dive into the question, is bigger always better? Well, today's a video for you because I want to get into discussion around what it is like to have dreams of running a 20, 50, 80, 100 car Turo fleet, the financial rewards that come with it, the risk, the reward, and really break down what it would be like in a true day-to-day of a 20 car rental fleet. So my name's Neil. I've been on Turo for 2 years. I have a 14 car Turo fleet here in Australia, and I'm looking to get to 20 cars in the next potentially few weeks, but at least the next month. And like you, I started with one car and then had dreams to grow my fleet and expand, and with that becomes more challenges and 20 cars, 20 problems. So the allure of having a bigger fleet, the financial benefits that come with that are very strong. You've seen a lot of videos like this where you're making a lot of money and you're driving your dream cars and you're meeting a lot of new customers and having great interactions with new customers. And the overall Turo experience is outstanding. And it is. I got to say, I love Turo. I love my Turo fleet. And I love the interaction with students, with travelers, with families. I really enjoy the actual day-to-day running of the business. So I want to get down and have a look at, is bigger always better? Now, for you, you need to figure out what is your actual long-term goal for your Turo business. Do you want to have a full-time, do you want Turo to be your full-time job? Do you want to have it as a side gig? Do you want to use it to generate enough income to provide you the revenue to be able to pay for a supercar? So really the first thing to do is think about what you actually want to do. What do you actually want to do? Do you want to replace your partner's income so they can work from home? It really depends on what your actual long-term goals are. And for me, my goal was always just to list one car. And once I listed one, I really enjoyed the process. That allowed me to see that, hey, there could potentially be something fun here. So I did another car. And, my main business takes up 60, 80 hours of my week. And quickly, I grew to 14 cars, which I've enjoyed every single minute. I love it, truly love it. And never did I think I'd get to 14, and never did I think I would have a thought of being to 20. But now I have a serious business that is doing great revenue, and I need to start treating it like a business long term. So for me now, looking at the structure of my finances, getting whether I do a line of credit, whether I continue to buy cars outright, these are all questions that you need to think of as you grow your Turo fleet and grow it to a sizable business. Now, the investment isn't often talked about. So for me at 14 cars, I'm about just shy of $300,000 invested into my fleet, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So, and on top of that, once you start getting loans, you then have interest, insurance, the maintenance costs. For me, I have a benefit where my main business is a tire and automotive business. So my day-to-day running costs, my maintenance, my servicing, my tires, those costs are brought right down for me. So I do have that benefit. And that was part of me exploring Turo as a second business and getting it on par with my current business, because I have the ability to then be able to service cars the same day within the hour, oil and filter back on the road. We check the cars often. If there's any maintenance issues, like an aircon compressor broke recently, had to replace it, we can order the part, get it in, get that car back on the road. So we have very minimal downtime, which is one of the advantages that we have of having a mechanic workshop. Now, when you're purchasing cars, you obviously need to be purchasing cars below market value, because there's no point buying a car for $20,000, paying overs for it, making $10,000 off that car for the year, and then having to sell it after 12 months, 18 months for $10,000. You've essentially made no money because you've lost that income in the depreciation of that vehicle, which, depending on your company structure, yes, you can claim depreciation as well, but you need to talk to your accountant about that. I don't know about your individual circumstance, but ultimately you want to be buying cars under value, which when you get to a 20 car fleet, you then have the power to be able to buy 5 cars, 10 cars at a time. And that's where you're bringing the purchase price down if you're looking at that. So buying cars undervalued, like a house. You make your money when you buy, not when you sell. So, but then once you've bought the car, you need to look at the potential ROI. So if you're buying a car for under $10,000 and you can achieve, say, $80 a day, is the ROI better than buying a car for $40,000 and financing that car? Again, you can claim interest or payments depending on how you're structured, and getting a $105 a day, for example. So these are numbers that you need to be doing yourself. You could watch a lot of videos and get a lot of advice from other people, but you need to be doing these numbers yourself to see what your individual circumstance is better for. And but you need to be working out the average return against rental rates, against occupancy in your area. If you haven't done Turo yet, go on Turo, download the app, go hire a car and talk to one of your hosts. Talk about their experience, what their average returns are, and then use that data to extrapolate over 12 months and in your circumstance, and then look at that. So for me, most of my cars average around $1,200 to $1,800 per month, depending on the vehicle. Again, some I've paid under $10,000 for, some I've paid $40,000 for. So depending on the vehicle, but for me, I try and average my annual earnings around $1,500 per month, and then I work backwards from there. So at $1,500 per month times a 20 car fleet, it's a substantial income. Then again, you're going to have a 20 car fleet, you're going to have employees, you're going to have a lot more costs of running the business. And if you don't have the financial capacity to buy those 20 cars outright, you're going to have to finance them, and there's some finance costs as well. So as your fleet gets bigger, the issue then becomes operational, because at 4 or 5 cars, you can do everything yourself. Even at 10 cars, at 14 cars, I think I was at 12 cars before I hired a casual employee to do my detail cleaning, because every single car that we have gets detail cleaned after every single trip. Some hosts don't do that, and that's great. For me, that's the standard that we have in our business. We have over 500 trips with all 5 stars. So yes, it's labor intensive, but when it comes to business, especially a Turo business, if you want to have a long-term sustainable operation, you need to treat it like a business. And in the business world, if you're a restaurant, if you're any service-based business, 5-star reviews are everything. I've sacrificed trips being profitable just for my 5-star review, because as you're building your business, you're building your profile online, 5-star reviews are everything. So for me, I go above and beyond for 5 stars. Now, at 14 cars, there's certainly days where I have 10 to 12 car pickups and drop-offs per day. So I do 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and those days can certainly become long. So as your fleet gets bigger, you cannot do all that yourself. Especially for me at 20 cars, it's not going to be possible. I'm going to need a hand. So that becomes another cost to your business, and something you need to factor in as you grow bigger. So what I would find is would be a sweet spot. And at, say, 10 cars, you could do it yourself. 10 to 20, you may need a casual employee. 20 to 30, you may need 1 full-time and 1 casual. 30 to 40, I don't know from there. So, but I think that's what it's going to look like. So you need to factor those numbers in when you're assessing what your fleet looks like. And then at 20 cars, you also need to understand maintenance, repairs, cleaning. That's 20 services every 10,000 Ks. That's a lot of work. So your scheduling and your operational efficiency needs to be right on point to get that. So once you're in Turo and you have a decent sized fleet, it's highly recommended you reach out to your market manager. My market manager in Turo is exceptional and is an operational genius and provides great support. And they really make it easy for you to grow your fleet and help operationally improve to ensure that you're not bogged down and falling behind in communication with your bookings. So it's a really great idea to build a good relationship with Turo themselves and really work with them as a partner, almost like a franchise agreement, you could say. Now, as your fleet gets bigger, so at 14 cars at $300,000, obviously the question then becomes, what happens if the platform switches off? Not that I would imagine that Turo would. Otherwise, I wouldn't be heavily invested in my fleet in this platform. But it's something you need to be aware of. So for me, I think I've mentioned it before, where I want to get an offsite location to store my cars, and then in that offsite location, add a car detailing booth, add some VIP car parking, add a few other revenue streams. So I'm not totally reliant on one revenue stream and one platform to generate income, because you never want to be that situation ever in business. You never ever want to be that. You never want to be totally reliant on one platform. As you saw in the US, they just flick off TikTok, and all those businesses that were reliant on TikTok, although it did come back, but that just shows you that you never want to be reliant on one platform, because they can flick it off just like that. So really what you need to think about when it comes to expanding or not to expand is the potential benefits against the challenges. So not everyone's built for business. Not everyone's an entrepreneur. Not everyone can handle the day-to-day operations of improving your operations, getting after 5-star reviews, dealing with customers, the good, the bad, the ugly, working a relationship with Turo. Not everyone can do that. It's a skill. Just like not everyone's a business owner. Not everyone is LeBron James. Not everyone's an athlete. You have to figure out what you're good at, and this may not be for you. Having a large fleet is challenging. It's a lot of work. So you need to go into that knowing that that's going to be the case. And at a 20 plus car fleet, is that going to be enough profit for you to be able to work the hours that's going to take to get your fleet to that level? These are questions you need to have. So for me, my main business is very strong. It provides a substantial income. I haven't used Turo as an income yet, but all I've used it for is reinvesting into my fleet and getting better. Plus, as you've seen in one of my videos, one of my dream cars is to get a Lamborghini, which I could do now, but my wife probably wouldn't agree to it. So for me, I can use Turo then to generate income to then justify an expense or a purchase like that. And then when it comes to getting my offsite location, so my commercial building to store my cars, I'll be then buying that inside my PTY that runs my Turo business, because I'm then generating income to pay for that. So there's great benefits long term if you're driven entrepreneurial business owner and you want to grow your fleet big. There's certainly some financial rewards for you. Substantial was the word I was looking for. Substantial financial rewards for you, but it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to put the work in. So if you are new to Turo, there's a link in my description if you want to reach out. There's some financial benefits to you and also helps me as well. I'm available if you need any questions. Feel free to reach out. Happy to help as much as I can to help you grow your Turo business as well. I love the Turo platform. I've spent some time at the Turo office and meeting the head office employees that are driving this platform, and it's an exceptional group of people. So I'm really happy with the platform. I'm confident in my investment in this fleet and this business. And I too think that you should grow or have a good look at what you want to do long term and grow your business to 20 plus cars. And have big dreams, because anyone can do it. You just have to be driven. You have to be willing to work hard. Like I say all the time, you have to outwork everyone, especially your competitors. Your competitors have done this for a long time. So there you go. Hope you enjoy. Hope you got some value out of that. And I hope to see you at the next Host Summit with your 20 car fleet sitting up there right next to me. Appreciate the support.